Cursor versus Windsurf. This is a big debate going on right now, and I see a lot of people on both sides saying one is better than the other. I've tried both, and I've used them a lot for my real projects over the past few weeks, and I've noticed that overall they're both great and they're very similar, but there are some subtleties, there are some differences, and I wanted to talk about those in this video and determine if one is really better than the other. So we're going to be using Cursor and Claude, which are coding IDEs. They are workspaces where you can code and build your projects. And we're going to be using the same AI model with both of these, which is Claude 3.7. It's the latest and greatest for coding. And we're going to kind of put them head to head and see how they do. And how we're going to do this is first, we're going to start with a little contest. I'm going to give each Cursor and Windsurf 20 minutes to help me build a brand new project from scratch. And we're going to use the same prompts. We're going to be building the same project, and we're going to kind of watch how one does over the other and if there really even is a difference after all, as long as you're using the same AI model. So we're going to start with this little contest, and then we're going to fill out some pros and cons for both Cursor and Windsurf. These are things that we might discover as we're creating a new project, but also observations that I've had over the past few weeks using both. We're going to give both a score on a scale of 1 to 10, and then we're going to determine a winner. I guess it's whichever one has a higher score, if there is a winner at all. So stick to the end till we get to that point, and let's get coding. Okay, so let's start with Cursor building this new project. And the project we're going to do, it's a personal mission statement generator. So basically, a user will answer a bunch of questions about themselves, about the person that they want to be in life and the things that they want to do. It'll take them through kind of like this form, and then it will give all these inputs to our Gemini 2 Flash model from Google, and it will spit back a personal mission statement written for them. So I already have these prompts set up. These are like the major prompts. One is like building this form and stuff, and then 2, adding in the AI. So I've kind of broken it up into 2 parts. I'm going to give the exact same prompts to both Cursor and Windsurf. Obviously, the prompts in between to like fix things and like maybe little quirks that it spits out will be different. But overall, I'm giving it the same instructions. Let's go into, we're in Cursor right here. We're on Claude. Let's make sure. Claude 3.7. Let's start our timer for 20 minutes, and let's see how Cursor does. So we're going to do agent mode. That means it's a little more proactive. It creates files, makes changes without necessarily you having to like approve everything. Whereas ask mode, it's a lot more strict. Like you have to approve every single thing it does. So we're going to definitely use agent mode. We want it to target the whole code base. I think they got rid of Cursor. Must have. I used to use Codebase all the time. It looks like it's like not. It looks like it took away Codebase. So I guess we're just going to add no context and see how it does. Okay. This is good. So it's starting to look through. Good. It's searching. It's searching through my files. It's understanding the current project structure. This is good. Yeah. So maybe it's more like built in now, like the @Codebase. Pretty much what before @Codebase means I want you, Cursor, to look at like everything. So maybe they just make it on like a prompt basis, like if the prompt needs to. But it looked like it looked at all the context. It's saying we need to install these ShadCN components. I did notice this is using the wrong. This is the wrong. They always do this. Could someone please fix this? It's using the old ShadCN CLI, and this is going to give us a bunch of headaches. So we're going to cancel this. We're going to say, please use npx ShadCN at latest add. Yeah. This is a thing that I always run into. What AI still struggles with is like importing and like getting like updates from docs. It's you always have to chase down docs, which is honestly fine, but okay. Let's run this command. So it's going to install all of our components from ShadCN, which we want. Great. That was smooth. Nice. Okay, now it's going to start building everything. Let's see how it does. Okay. It's creating all these pages. I'm super curious to see, because this is a one shot. Like this is one prompt. I had to steer it in the right direction with this ShadCN stuff. But I'm so curious how this is going to do with one shot. Can we take a moment to appreciate like what we are witnessing right now with coding? I literally did not know how to code last year, and now in like 20 minutes, I can whip out a project. It's insane. We're going to have a lot more slop out there. Probably some for me. But it's honestly crazy how like I'm hoping that this just leads to like a lot better software being created. So, okay. So it's still going. I'm just accepting all of these. Look, my goal, you're not going to see me code on this video. My goal is just see with Cursor and Windsurf and Claude how far I can get. And I'll steer it in the right direction. I'll make sure it's not doing anything really stupid. But honestly, I don't, like, this is way better at coding than I am. And I'm just kind of directing it. So, changes. Yeah, fix those problems. Great. Fix the linter error. Okay. It says we can run. npm run dev. Man. Guys. Okay, it doesn't let you skip. Oh, you can't press these? That's weird. Okay, so I did these. It's like center aligning all of this for some reason. I feel like it should be left aligned, but whatever. Okay, I was curious how it was going to do on this because I was pretty specific. Nice. Nice, yeah. It did it how I imagined. Okay, cool. And then you can enter a custom. Okay, nice. That's cool. Good job. Okay. I don't like how it broke these out into separate lines. I wanted like more of a text area, but that's okay. Nice. Nice. It did that exactly how I wanted. Specify your format. This is great. This is super clean. Okay, nice. And you can download it. Oh, that's fancy. I didn't ask for that. Cool. Okay, well that's pretty good. Let's do a few changes. I just want to make sure this is the main change. We'll make it look pretty at the end. I want to work on the biggest features first, and then we can make it look pretty and see how far we can push it. But I do want to convert these to text area because I don't want it all like that. So let's just say on the eulogy page, can you, for each of the 2 questions about who you were and what you did, instead of a bunch of separate text inputs, can you just do one big text area for each of those? Okay. Did it fix that? Nice. Nice. It fixed that. Let's do our second prompt now. We'll make this look better. How far are we in? We're about 10 minutes in. Let's make sure it can get this down. We're linking the right docs. I found that you have to link it to the docs. Okay. Great. Okay, .env. That's where we're going to put my API key. And I'm going to do this right now. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Okay. I got the .env in. I got my API key in. Man. Is it going to one-shot this? It might one-shot this. Okay. I have my answers here, so I'm just going to paste them in real quick. And we're going to generate. That is not the best UI. It's like saying result, and then it's having me generate it. It should say like review, and then submit. Okay. Oh, I don't really like how it like... Okay, guys. Before I started criticizing it, just realized that in... How many minutes was that? 12 minutes? Like, it got something working. Like, it actually got something working. Now we got to make some adjustments. Can you format the mission statement result better? If it's a bullet point, do a bullet point list. Left align it. Make this look more pleasing. Yeah, I don't really like how it... Like, these should be bullet points. This should be left aligned. Okay, I want to change a few more things. So we're going to clean this up just in this last few minutes. Okay, guys. Nice. Guys, look how much better that looks. How are we doing on time? We got 2 minutes left. Nice. Okay, it made the formatting look a lot better. Oh, interesting. Look how it did it this time. Wow. Wow. This is honestly nuts. Yeah, so I know we have like a minute left, but I think we got the point. That was really awesome. Cursor did a great job. It was able to build most of the core functionality in like 15 minutes. And then the last few minutes, we were just kind of like making little tweaks, but that was crazy. Now let's start using Windsurf a little bit and let's see if we notice anything noticeable and if it's able to do something similar. Okay, we're going to pull up our Windsurf. We're going to start a 20-minute timer and we're going to see how Windsurf does the same circumstances. Same prompt. Let's go back to our prompt. Where is it? Right here. Okay. Okay. How will it do? We'll do write mode. Write mode is Windsurf's version of like Cursor's agent mode, so it'll be more persistent, more proactive with actually making the changes itself rather than you having to like approve every little thing. As you can see, these are very similar. You got a little chat window in the right. Very similar, right? The UI generating. Interesting. It's approaching this differently right off the bat. It's like making all these directories. I don't know what it's doing. Oh gosh. Well, for some reason, it did not get the context. It thinks we're making like a Next.js app. Not a good start. Not a good start for Windsurf. I don't know why it like thought we were. Maybe let's like start in one of these. I don't know. That was weird. I've used Windsurf a lot, and it usually just doesn't try to like do something without like getting context first. Interesting. Yeah, this is what I'm used to with Windsurf. That was a weird, maybe it was a bug, maybe it wasn't, maybe it was user error. But yeah, usually Windsurf is pretty solid with like, it analyzes a lot of stuff before it makes decisions. And one thing I do like about Windsurf that Cursor doesn't do is they like start to absorb like the information that they need in files, like 20 lines at a time or 100 lines at a time. And they'll actually show you which lines they did. I really like how they do this, how they jump around your project and analyze piece by piece, like what they need to know before they start coding. I feel like Windsurf might be a little better than Cursor on this, especially having used it in a bigger project. I know right now we're building a project from scratch, but in like bigger projects, I feel like Windsurf sometimes is better at finding like the right context, if that makes sense. The same mistake that they always make, that Cursor makes. They're using the old shadcn command line. My goodness, someone fix that, please. It's probably a Claude problem, but honestly, like you could probably fix it if you were Cursor or Windsurf. But please use the new shadcn command line, CLI. It's not shadcn UI anymore. There we go. That looks better. I had to stop it there from causing us some headaches. Okay, it's bringing in my UI. I'm curious to see how it like gets creative and how it does things compared to Cursor. So we'll see. It just put it all into one thing. I think it took a lot different approach than Cursor. Yeah. Instead of building like all these separate components, it's just like, let's put it all into one. Let's run this and see if it works. Okay. I don't know why they keep centering everything like that. It looks so bad. Like it needs to be left aligned, but okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's not it. I wanted to do tags. It looks like it was able to pull that off better. Oh, nice. They used emoji. Ooh, this is clean. Other doesn't work. But I thought they made that look pretty good. Nice. A review page. This is pretty good. This isn't bad. This is probably the worst thing. Yeah, let's make some improvements. Final improvements. It says, let's make this UI look better. Okay, Windsurf. Windsurf trying to show off. Oh, okay. A progress bar. I didn't ask for that. They were feeling good. They were like, let's make this look better. They didn't fix that, so that's an L. Okay, let's actually now implement the add AI. And let's see how this does. The Cursor was able to one-shot this pretty quickly. It looks like Google's stuff is relatively easy to work with, but I was impressed. Okay, this is pretty fast so far. Let's do detailed. Button. We're getting an error. Oh, it's just there's no loading state. Interesting. It took some liberties with that. Okay, it generated it. We could make this look a lot better. Okay, good. We got our loading state. Generating. It put too many spaces. Interesting. Okay. Nice. Guys, it did it. That is awesome. Both of them were able to do it. This is crazy. The craziest thing here is just that I was able to do what I did in 20 minutes. That is the craziest thing here. So let's kind of recap. I want to bring in some pros and cons for Cursor and Windsurf. And you were able to see like how it was able to, both are awesome. Because if you're using Claude 3.7, it doesn't really matter which one of these you're using. But I'll get into some of the subtleties here. But I would say both have like good UI. Like there's subtle differences. But honestly, I don't have a problem with either of their UIs. They seem pretty slim. I will say, having used Windsurf for a few weeks now, like their UI for getting context, I feel like it's a little better. And in fact, I don't know if it's just like the UI is better, but it seems like it is a little bit better at like finding code and looking at all the directories and files before it starts coding. Like it's better at like, it seems like it's better at that. It could just be like the UI is giving it that impression, because I like how it shows like the lines and like what it searched. And I know Cursor's getting better at that, but I don't know. I feel like I like that. I do like as well with Windsurf, it's exactly the same as VS Code, like the layout. I like this because I used VS Code for like all of last year, and it's just like more familiar. And I don't necessarily know if like how Cursor has laid it out is better. I don't know if that was necessary. Also though, but Cursor's like UI is great too. Like, I don't know. I think it's fine. Like I don't think it's any worse, but I do like I would say like the VS Code, like being it very similar to VS Code is nice. Let's talk about some other things. So pricing is a big deal here. One thing I'll say about Cursor's pricing, you get unlimited slow premium requests. So basically with Cursor, you can use Claude 3.7 and other best, like really good models, unlimited amount of times. You get 500 fast requests a month. These are capped and like you can buy more. But the slow requests I've noticed aren't even that bad. Like it takes like a few more seconds, a little slower, but you literally get like unlimited Claude code from this. That's like a bargain at $20 a month in my opinion. Especially when you compare it to Windsurf. This is where I feel like Cursor has a big advantage. So there's this $15 a month. If you get Cursor yearly, it's $16 a month. So comparable. And they only do monthly pricing with Windsurf. But yeah, they have this whole like complex credit system of like weighting each model with like credits, and they cap you per month. Like I am getting close to my cap with Windsurf. And then if you want to get like their unlimited plan, it's $60 a month. So like where Cursor really wins here is pricing. And I would say like Windsurf kind of loses on the pricing. Like honestly, like in terms of performance, I would say they're on par. Like, they both have good performance. They both have their quirks. They both have little things they just struggled with just barely. They were both able to do pretty much the same exact job, because I think it depends a lot more on the LLM you're using than which of these editors. I will say Cursor ships just a little faster. For example, they had like Claude 3.7, maybe like half a day ahead of Windsurf. So I think they do ship a little faster. I don't think that really moves the needle a lot. I will say one con of Cursor that I noticed though, and it's probably to do with their pricing model, is you will get errors. It's the try again. I've never seen this with Windsurf where it's like, hey, it's too busy right now, like try again, or like the request will fail. I get this with Cursor sometimes where Claude 3.7 the last 2 days, it's been like you can't even use it. And I think it's something to do with their unlimited pricing model where it kind of breaks down a little bit, whereas Windsurf their pricing is more responsible but less like appealing. But like I said, this is just like, I think it's a little thing, and I think it'll get better once the hype behind 3.7 like cools a little bit. Okay, so when we're looking at score, honestly, both of these tools are amazing. Like we've just witnessed this. Where Cursor really wins is the pricing. It comes with caveats like this where you run into errors, but like it is really hard to beat that pricing. I don't know how I'm going to use Windsurf long term because I'm going to hit their limit. Like I've been using it for a week and I'm almost at their limit. I'm going to probably cancel Windsurf because of that. Even though it's an amazing tool, but it's like, because the performance is so comparable, I'd probably give Cursor like a 9.3 because there's always room for improvement. And I probably give Windsurf like a 8.7 because of this pricing thing. And because I personally, if I'm being completely honest, I'm probably going to keep paying for, I'm not going to pay for both of these. And I'm probably going to keep paying for Cursor and not for Windsurf because of their pricing model. So that's what it comes down to. Yeah. So I would do Cursor as the winner, but honestly, if you have one preference for the other, I know there's more little nuances that we didn't talk about here. You might prefer one or the other. So if I were you, I would try out both, use their free plans, see which one works better for you. But I do think Cursor kind of gets the edge because of this pricing model. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more content like this. I'm creating more content for founders and entrepreneurs getting into tech, and I'd love to have your support. So thank you so much, and until next time.